Seriously Shakespearean Drama Club. Scene 1. Before the curtain opens, the audience can hear yells along the lines of,
"It was true love!" "It was lust!"
This was a cautionary tale.
It was a beautiful tragedy.
Lights come up on stage where all characters are sitting at school desks, frozen in the midst of what appears to be an intense argument. Robin speaks to the audience.
"Welcome, one and all, to Statesford High, home of the Fighting Bears. Roar! Today is our drama club's first meeting of the year. Our club has always had a September play to show parents the wonderful things that their tax dollars are going to. This year, we decided the best way to attract audience members was to put on a play of our own creation." No, just kidding. No one wants to see that. We're going to be doing Romeo and Juliet. It's a fan favorite, and we can reuse our old costumes from Twelfth Night. However, in discussing the interpretation of the play, we seem to have hit a bit of a snag.
Immediately, everyone on stage breaks into indistinguishable yelling. Robin turns back to the audience, and everyone freezes again.
Okay, let's see if we can make this a little bit more organized, shall we? How about you?
"It was true love. The play is clearly about how only love can conquer the deepest of hatred."
Okay, then. And how about you?
Oh, please. They were teenagers. The only thing anyone was feeling was hormones. This is clearly a story about the stupidity of youth and lust, which you would know if you could look past your own time.
Thank you. Thanks a bunch. And thus, our drama club is divided into two teams. A feud that has torn apart friendships and ended this club in a not at all ironic way. Who can even guess what will happen next? I imagine it will all start with Mr. Prince.
Everyone unfreezes.
That's enough. The next person to yell in this classroom will get detention.
Everyone turns and begins yelling again. Robin turns to the audience as everyone freezes again.
Yeah, detention with Mr. Prince is not a punishment. First of all, he always brings pastries from his dad's bakery for us to share. The Danishes are to die for. And he usually forgets to send in the documentation for your detention to the front office, so it doesn't go on your permanent record. Then, the detention itself is usually some kind of argument, a persuasive argument. We're drama kids. That's kind of our jam. The last time I had a detention, I had to write an essay on why two random things were connected. He just flipped to a page in a book and chose two nouns. If you ever want to know how donkeys and weavers are related, let me know, because my argument revolved around the stubborn belief that their way is always right. I heard that in detention, Mark, hi Mark. Yeah, they once wrote an argument to use gender-neutral pronouns for every play character unless specified otherwise. The final essay was so good that the debate club offered to pay their way to the national conference. Mark's not even on the debate team.
The yelling begins again.
And you won't be allowed to go to the school dance tomorrow.
Everyone goes instantly silent.
Good. Now, let's see if we can settle this like civilized adults, or at the very least barbaric youths capable of speaking at a lower decibel than your average freight train. Anyone have an idea for how to compromise in this problem?
What if we break into teams based on what we think the correct interpretation of the play is? We can practice all of the scenes with our team and then vote on who performs each scene best to determine how we perform the fall play.
Most of the class nods or shrugs.
I think that's a perfect idea. Since Beth is the only one with any sort of solution here, I, as Statesford High Drama Club president, nominate her to be the club vice president. All in favor? Excellent. Congratulations, Beth.
A bell rings.
That is our class. Okay, remember the dance is during free period tomorrow. No one come here, go straight to the gym.
Mr. Prince begins to clean up his desk while some of the students exit the classroom. Julie begins to walk off stage. then sees an envelope and reaches down to pick it up.
Oh, Mr. Prince, I think this is yours.
Oh, Julia, right?
Julie, actually.
Yes, Julia, I will remember that, I promise. Welcome to Drama Club. Glad to have you.
Thanks. It was a fun first day. Anyway, I found this over there, and it has your name on it. I think someone slipped this envelope under the door for you.
Oh, thank you very much. It was nice to meet you.
You too. See you next class, Mr. Prince.
She exits.
I wonder what this could be. Is this a phone? No. Can't be his phone.
He freezes, looking in horror at the phone and letter. Then he exits the stage, looking around as though he saw a ghost. Other students stay around on stage, and the spotlight illuminates each group as their conversation takes place.
I'm so glad you decided to join the drama club, Vi. I know you're gonna love it.
Me too. The drama club at my last school definitely didn't get as passionate about each production. Can you believe that some people think Romeo and Juliet is a love story? Like, please, love conquers all?
I know, right? But hey, love isn't all bad. For example, I've got my eye on this girl I really want to dance with tomorrow.
Ori gets closer to her, and Violet's response is slightly breathless.
Oh?
Yeah, she's pretty, she's smart. I don't know her very well, but I think we would be pretty close.
Ori points toward Rose. Violet's shoulders visibly slump, but Ori is oblivious.
Her name's Rose. God, isn't she something? I was actually wondering, would you be willing to play wing woman for me? You know, talk to her. Tell her how I feel, how great a catch I am. She'll be more likely to listen to you. You're a girl. Please help me.
I guess.
Oh my gosh, really?
He hugs Violet and twirls her around.
Thank you so much. Come on, let's go. I'll help you find your next class.
Ori and Violet exit.
There is no way you can make me go to the dance tomorrow.
Okay, we won't.
B whacks Ben's head.
Real persuasive, Ben.
What? I'm being supportive, B. If you're going to be up in the bonnet about it, then talk to her yourself.
Oh, buzz off. Rose, ignore Ben. You are going to the dance with us. You love dancing.
I am for those who believe in loose delights. I dance with the dancers and...
Are therefore coming with us. No buts. What a better place for loose delights, as you say.
That's what Whitman says.
Whatever. Then have a peaceful dance. Look, stand by the side and watch if you want, but you have to come. We need to show a united force against the other team. Love conquers all, yeah?
I mean, yes, but I...
Love can weather any storm, defeat any foe, drives out hate, and brings people together when...
I know. Ugh.
Rose storms to the other side of the stage. Ben, Mark, and B all look at each other, then Ben slowly walks over to Rose.
What's up, Rosie? You seem a little thorny. Normally, you'd be a lot more excited about this dance thing and about drama club discussions in general. We just want to make sure you're okay.
It's just love. I believe it's out there. I know that it is this incredible force that people dream about, the food of poets, and I find it hard to imagine it being out there for me.
Rose,
It's fine. I'm fine. I thought I found it before, you know? Love. My ex, she was perfect. She did drama club with me. I read her silly poems and we laughed at them, and we danced, and she broke up with me and moved to a Catholic school. Like a Catholic school. Who does that? Anyway, I just don't want to dance alone and be reminded of my constant state of singledom.
but you won't be alone. We'll be there with you.
B and Mark, who are visibly eavesdropping, move closer.
Yeah, we'll dance with you all the time if you want. If you can handle these moves, that is.
Mark does an iconic dance move like the moonwalk.
Of course we will dance with you. Dancing with friends is what makes a party fun. Besides, we're all single in drama club. I doubt that'll change anytime soon.
Exactly. Now come on. If I get a real detention for being late to the next class, my parents are going to ground me, and I'm going to have to resign as president of drama club.
Is there anything they wouldn't ground you for at this point?
Can't think of anything at the moment, so let's go.
They exit. Robin is alone on stage.
Oh, now this is going to be fun. I just love a little foreshadowing, don't you?
Robin exits. End of scene 1. Scene 2. Lights come up on a school hallway. Sounds of muffled dance music come from off stage. Julie and Beth walk on stage wearing dresses.
which is why I think you would be perfect for the role. Come on, Julie. You are the only one with the correct subtlety to act as our side's Juliet.
I don't know, Beth. I mean, I just don't know if I can pull off the whole consumed by lust thing. It's kind of humiliating, pretending to drool over some guy. I'd rather just be an extra, if I'm going to be honest.
That would be a waste of talent. Don't sell yourself so short. Please, just try. If you really don't like it, then Violet or I will just switch with you, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Really? Oh, that's just great. Okay, so we'll...
Robin enters.
Hey, Julie. Hey, Beth. You guys coming to dance? I want to show you the moves I made up for the Cupid shuffle.
You know, I think I want to see that too. Hey, Beth, you coming?
Yeah, I'll see you in there. Just give me a minute.
Julie and Robin exit. Beth checks her phone as 3 unnamed upperclassmen enter.
Hello, Beth.
Do I know you?
We're seniors.
We just thought it was great what you did in drama club the other day.
Fighting for the correct interpretation and all. And then the idea you had for each group to practice the play on their own and vote later? Absolutely brilliant.
Congratulations on getting vice president, by the way. We can't wait to see what you'll do as club president one day.
President? No. Mark is the drama club president. It's like all they ever talk about.
Yes, it is, isn't it? I hear their parents are even holding that fact over their head.
Threatening to force them to quit should they ever do anything wrong, get a detention,
Fail a test.
lose their keys.
Become a vegetarian.
Really, I think at this point, it will probably come as a blessing when you take control. They'll no longer have to carry that burden.
And you can lead the drama club to a successful,
Correctly
performed fall production.
Let's be real. Shakespeare's tragedies are tragedies for a reason, and they always have a similar element.
A main character that does all the wrong things for the situation. Sure, they have their virtues, but always the wrong one to help them.
Romeo and Juliet is a tragedy, which clearly means that
Their actions could not have been a solution to Verona's problems. It is a cautionary tale.
Yes, it certainly seems that way. Shame that Mark doesn't agree. I sure hope when it comes down to voting for an interpretation that there isn't a tie. It would be just awful if they used a presidential override or something.
Of course, if you were the president, that wouldn't be a problem, would it? Just a thought.
Goodbye.
Upperclassmen exit. Beth stares after them for a moment, then runs off stage. Music gets louder as other characters enter and begin dancing in the background. In the foreground, Violet is rambling to Rose.
Which is why he wanted me to tell you that he likes you and would really appreciate you giving him a chance. I don't know where he is right now, but if you danced with him, it would really...
not going to happen. I have told him before, we play for different teams.
Okay, but, you know, if we learned anything from Much Ado About Nothing, it's that opposites attract. And besides that, I really don't see how your Shakespeare interpretation has much to do with...
Not the kind of team I am talking about.
Rose gives Violet a significant look.
Yes, so suffice to say, it would not work out well between us. But Ori, dear dense boy that he is, does not get it, no matter what I say.
You'd probably have to kiss someone else in front of him for him to get it.
How about you then?
Violet freezes, then turns around and grabs the nearest person and pushes them into her place. That person is Julie. Rose and Julie stare at each other awestruck. Violet runs to the back of the stage where she is seen by the school mascot. Violet exits, pursued by a fighting bear.
Hello. I am not quite sure what just happened. Is she okay?
What? Oh yeah, she's fine. She's just not a big fan of dancing.
Someone New by Hosier begins playing in the background.
I love this song.
Would you like to dance with me?
Yeah, sure. I'd like that.
They begin dancing.
So, you're in the drama club, right? I don't think we've actually been introduced before.
I'm Rose. I'm
Hi.
Shantae. Is this your first year in drama club? I don't remember seeing you before.
Oh, yeah, I was in choir last year, same time block, you know. But this year, I thought I'd want to try something else, and so I joined drama club. I'm really glad I did. Everyone seemed nice and supportive.
Really? Yesterday we yelled and insulted each other so much that Mr. Prince threatened to give us all detention.
Yeah, and I was right there slinging insults with the rest of you. It's all just a bit of fun, isn't it? I mean, surely no one's going to take the rivalry that seriously, right?
They dance. Then Rose dips Julie and they both laugh.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not a big deal. We're all almost adults here. I'm sure no one's going to throw a fit over constructive criticism.
The song ends. Rose and Julie stop and let go of each other's hands.
Well, it's been nice dancing with you. I'll see you in class, Rose.
Julie pauses, then quickly plants a kiss on Rose's cheek before fleeing the stage. Rose is frozen as Mark, Ben, and Bee approach.
Rose, there you are. Did you see the... What are you doing? Earth to Rose.
Oh, I'm sorry. What were you saying? I got distracted by the music.
Wow, looks like someone forgot their coffee this morning. We were just talking about how...
Oh shit, it's the mascot. Quick, Rose, dance with me so they won't come over.
Mark pulls Rose over and starts doing a cartoonish rendition of a tango, leaving Ben and Bee alone.
We're having such a great time dancing as a group.
I don't know who you think you're talking to. No one is listening to you.
You know, I don't remember asking for your opinion. Can't you, go anywhere else and leave me to my misery?
But misery loves company, which is honestly probably why I spend so much time with you.
Yeah, that's me. Just a magnet of woe. A siren call to all unhappy women. Join me, please. Only you can end my suffering.
Oh, is that what you think it sounds like? Because the siren I hear calling is from Kill Bill.
Can you, chill your tits?
First of all, I'm wearing a dressy tank top in 40-degree weather. If they were any chillier, I'd be nude. Second of all, you know I hate that phrase.
Well, I hate the way you insult me all the time. I feel like I'm trying to race a train with a bicycle. I can't keep up.
Mark and Rose come over from the dance floor.
You guys, what's going on?
Nothing. I was just gonna go get us some drinks. You guys want anything?
Bee exits before the others can respond. Ben looks in the other direction and sees the school mascot wave at him.
Oh, hell no. I'm out. See you guys in class.
Ben exits. Robin begins sneaking her way toward Mark and Rose.
Okay, do you guys have any idea what just happened? Because I'm lost.
I think they had a fight. I mean, a real one, not Bee's usual complaining about Ben's puns.
What do they have to fight about? They were best friends 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, aren't crushes the worst?
What do you mean, crushes?
I mean, it's kind of obvious, right? Ben and Bee like each other. Like each other.
No offense, but how does that make any sense? Neither of them has said anything to either of us, and we're the true love team. Why wouldn't they do anything about it if they liked each other?
Put yourself in their shoes. Think of how humiliating it would be to confess your deepest of affections to one of your best friends and be rejected.
Oh my gosh, what if they're doing it for us? Besides, that kind of humiliation could ruin a friendship, our friendship. They could be setting aside their chance for love in order to keep our friend group alive.
I mean, I think that sounds a little overdramatic.
No. I can see either of them doing just that. We can't let them.
Mark grabs Robin's arm.
You have to help us get them together. What do we do?
Well, first, you pick a magic love flower and you sprinkle its pollen in their eyes, and then you let go of my arm because I'm not going to give you a serious answer until you do.
Mark releases Robin.
Thank you. Look, neither of them has made a move due to their fear of rejection, right? So it's simple psychology. Tell each of them that you think the other has a crush on them. Then allow the power of suggestion to do its magic. Either they will get together, or they will act super awkward around each other, which sounds absolutely hilarious, so I would be pretty happy either way.
I don't know. Would either of them believe us? Bee would 100% deny it if I tried to talk to her.
So don't say it to their faces. That's what cell phones are for. Just create a scenario where Bee or Ben just so happens to be around to read a message indicating the other's crush.
Okay, that is brilliant. If they don't think we meant for them to find out, they'll actually believe us.
Oh, we could use Snapchat. Bee always opens my messages when we're studying at my house.
And Ben is in charge of checking my messages when we're carpooling. This could work.
Mark and Rose exit, still talking through ideas. The stage is empty of all characters except for Robin and the school mascot who waves at her.
Sorry, buddy, not happening.
Robin walks off stage, the school mascot hangs their head and exits. End of scene 2. Scene 3. Beth, Mark, Robin, and Mr. Prince are in the drama room. The 3 students are taking a test, flipping back and forth between the test and the Scantron sheet. Mr. Prince is on the computer. Robin stands up, reading out loud from the paper in her hands.
For extra credit, read this question out loud and perform a monologue from your favorite Shakespearean play. To be or not to be, that is the question.
Mr. Prince's phone rings. The Siri voice says, police station.
Great job. Hey guys, you mind if I take this? I trust you can finish your tests if I go to my office, right?
He picks up phone and begins walking off stage as students nod. Robin sits down.
Hello? Yes, it is. Right, I was calling up, well, yes, I know it's only been two months, but yes, I'll hold.
Well, I am almost finished. Hey, Beth, would you be willing to take my test sheet in for me? I have to go run and get to the theater before free period.
What? Oh, yeah, sure.
Mark hands the test to Beth, then exits. Beth fills in a few circles on her Scantron before standing up.
I'll just give these to Mr. Prince.
Beth trails off, staring at Mark's paper.
Hey, Beth.
I didn't do anything. Sorry, Robin. I forgot you were here. What's up?
I finished my test and was wondering if you would like to take it since you're already on the way to Mr. Prince's office. Or if you want, I could take all.
Oh, no. I wanted to ask Mr. Prince a question anyway. I can take your test.
Robin stands to hand over the test as Julie enters.
Oh, hey, Robin. Hey, Beth, our group is practicing in here today, right?
Yeah, we are. I just have to go ask Mr. Prince a question. Practice on your own for a few minutes, okay? I'm sure Ori and Violet will be here soon.
Here, practice this scene.
Beth slowly looks left and right and pulls out a pen and clicks it open right before exiting. Robin grabs Julie's script and flips to a specific page. Then she gives Julie 2 thumbs up before running off stage. Julie begins acting out the scene.
'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What's Montague? It is not hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Oh, be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose. By any other name would smell as sweet.
Julie trails off and smiles. From off stage, Rose peeks out.
Call me with love and I'll be new baptized.
What? Rose! You skipped a few lines.
Oh yeah? Let me see.
She walks over.
Maybe it would help to start at the beginning of the scene.
She falls onto her knee, holding out her hands toward Julie.
But soft, what light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and
Juliet.
is the sun. Arise, fair sun.
Ori and Violet enter.
Who's ready to do? Oh, hey, Rose. Have you changed your mind and decided to join our team?
Rose stands up, still looking at Julie.
No, I still believe in love.
Beth enters.
Then you should leave. No doubt Mark is looking for you.
Right. Sorry, I guess I'll just get out of your hair then.
Rose exits. Julie looks around frantically and grabs a random piece of paper before running off stage after her.
Oh, wait, Rose, you forgot something.
Wow, Beth, don't you think that was kind of harsh?
Not when she's in here distracting our Juliet, trying to make it so that she can't practice, no doubt. I wouldn't even be surprised if one of her team sent her here to spy on us.
Oh, do you really believe the other team would try to sabotage us like that?
I'm not sure there's anything I wouldn't believe right now. But it doesn't matter. Once our Juliet gets back, we'll take it from the beginning of Act 2. Places, people! We have 2 weeks to make this scene perfect, so everyone will agree that our interpretation is the best one. That includes blocking, memorizing lines, and coming up with some sort of rudimentary stage design.
Julie walks back on stage, touching her lips.
Great, you're back. Get your script. We're starting from the top of Act 2. Let's go, everyone! And action!
End of scene 3. Scene 4. Violet, Ori, and Mr. Prince are in the classroom. Mr. Prince shuffles through newspaper clippings, looking nearly as disheveled as his suddenly very messy desk. Ori and Violet are sitting on top of 2 desks talking. In the background is a blackboard with the words Romeo and Juliet vote today. Ori plays One of Us by ABBA on his iPhone.
The 80s, man, they understood what relationships are like. Isn't that just like the most accurate description of love you've ever heard?
No.
What? Oh, well, I mean, okay, maybe that's not the best example. I can see what else is in my library.
It's a good song, Ori, but it's about heartbreak and regret. I just don't think that's the best description of love.
Oh, come on, Vi. Don't tell me you're joining training team with true love conquers all.
No, because I think the one true love trope seems reductive, turning love into some kind of fix-all that removes character agency while prioritizing romantic or sexual attraction, which is dumb, because I think love is a feeling bigger than can be encompassed by that. It's the feeling of dancing in the kitchen while food is cooking, or absent-mindedly squeezing someone's hand 3 times when you walk around, of giving away the last piece of dessert, or waiting to watch an episode of a show with your friends, listening to your crush's favorite music because they like it. A million little things that turn into this big feeling that we compile into one word, love.
Violet shakes her head and looks away as Vi and Ben enter, avoiding each other's eyes and bumping into each other in an attempt to be overly polite.
So no, I don't think you have the right idea about love. I think you just want to be overdramatic and are obsessed with the idea of love as some kind of tragedy, doomed to fail from the beginning, which makes sense if you're going to the moon over one of the only girls in school who would never be into you.
Never say never. It's a tragedy that she hasn't taken the time to get to know me, but once she does.
Oh my God! Sometimes people are lesbians, Ori. That's not a tragedy, it's life.
How do you know? What? She never said.
She shouldn't have to. She's told you multiple times she's not interested. That's all it should take. I mean, you even had me go harass her, and you know what? I'm done. I'm sorry, but you will have to find someone else to listen to your self-pity, because I am done.
She goes to sit down in a seat as Ori stares.
Thanks for letting us play music, Mr. Prince.
Mr. Prince looks up and smiles briefly. Mark enters.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone is rested and ready for their scene presentations. Mr. Prince, were you able to get the stage reserved today?
I'm sorry, Mark, I don't remember. It might have slipped my mind, or maybe I wrote it down somewhere. I'll go check in my notes.
Mr. Prince exits as Robin enters.
It's no biggie either way. We can just perform in here. Hey, Robin, you ready to see our team's amazing acting today?
Beth storms on stage dragging Julie by her arm. Rose follows carrying 2 backpacks.
There's going to be quite a performance, that's for certain.
You'll never believe what I found in the first floor girls' bathroom. Or maybe you will. Mark, how dare you try to sabotage my team?
Me? What did I do? I was right here.
Your teammate was kissing one of my actors in the bathroom entrance.
With consent.
And you expect me to believe that this wasn't an attempt to convert my Juliet over to the side of true love conquers all.
I'm sorry.
I come on, Beth. Take Rose isn't going to corrupt my morals. I'm not going to have to change who I am for my significant other.
Whatever! You two clearly started dating in the last 2 weeks. You're both banned from voting. I'm sorry, but you are still in your honeymoon phase. It's the only way to avoid bias.
So, what? Are you just going to ban everyone in a relationship?
So that means me and Ben are out too then.
What? We're not in a
I think you must be
relationship.
confused because we've never.
Yeah. Are you willing to swear that not only are you not currently, but you will never willingly be in a relationship? That's what I thought.
Yeah, even I agree with that one. I read the poems you wrote about each other in English class the other day. They were really bad. Never write poetry again. You're definitely banned, and so are Ori and Violet. It's only fair.
What? Fine. I guess it comes down to you and me then.
I mean,
No one notices her.
Oh, you are going down, Beth. By the end of our scene, you're going to be positively sobbing.
Oh, from the pain of watching your dumbass skit, no doubt. Face it, Mark, our team is going to win. No man can beat us.
I am no man, honey. Love on our side, nothing can stop our team from triumphing over the cardboard cutouts you call emotions. You rewrite one of the greatest love stories of all time, just because.
Everything dissolves into chaos, mirroring the opening scene. Robin checks her watch, looks at the audience, and stands.
Who cares?
Everyone stops speaking and looks at Robin.
Maybe it was love. Maybe it wasn't. It really does not matter. I submit to you that the idea of the point of Romeo and Juliet wasn't falling in love or whatever. It was the fact that nobody listened to them. In a society surrounded by violence, two teens tried to stop the cycle, to change their world, but no one would listen to them. They were youths. They had no real power, so they had no real voice. Maybe Shakespeare was writing a cautionary tale, not one of the inconsistencies of youth, but rather of the tragedy of ignoring the powerless. And while we're on the subject of corrupt powers, I think we need to reconsider our choice of production for two reasons. First, Beth changed the answers on Mark's last English test.
What? I almost didn't pass that test, Beth. What the fuck?
Well, I changed some of the bubbles when I was outside Mr. Prince's office, but I was alone. How did you know?
Oh, I didn't. Not until you told me just now. But you were acting pretty suspicious that day, so I guessed. But anyway, as for reason number two...
Robin walks to the blackboard and flips it over, revealing a crime scene-style investigation laid out with yards spiderwebbing across half of it.
Mr. Prince needs our help.
Mr. Prince? What does he have to do with anything?
I don't think you get to ask any questions, traitor.
Okay, look,
It looks like he's collecting information about some kind of. Does that paper say murder? And who's in that article's picture?
Well, that's Mr. Prince's father. Remember, we met him a few times. He came to most of our play productions.
Julie takes down the article.
This is dated from 2 months ago. Listen. Mr. William Prince, owner of local bakery, Your Daily Danish, was found dead in his home on Avonlea Place this morning. Police ruled death to be of natural causes. Mr. Prince is mourned by his child, Harry, and his sister and brother-in-law, Regina and Claude Mordson.
Mordson? Isn't that the chief of police?
Yep, which doesn't make it seem at all like a cover-up when his brother-in-law was declared dead of natural causes within a few hours of being found. Especially not when, according to this planner here,
Points to the planner pinned open on the board.
the night before Mr. Prince Sr. died, he was supposed to meet with...
Meeting with Sis about lawyers. You think his sister killed him?
I think Mr. Prince thinks she did, and it was covered up by the powerful police chief, Claude.
According to this note here, he thinks there may have been some kind of evidence on his phone. No one could find it at the crime scene, but almost 2 months later, someone slid it under the classroom door with a note written in his father's handwriting.
That must have been the envelope I found after the first day of class. But if it has evidence, why hasn't Mr. Prince found it yet?
Mr. Prince still uses a flip phone. I have a feeling he isn't exactly what you call tech savvy.
Well, his father clearly was. I mean, look at this iPhone. Although, actually, maybe not. You didn't lock it, and it doesn't seem to have anything on it other than 3 bird-watching apps and Snapchat.
Wait, he had Snapchat? I know where the evidence is. Give me that.
Bee grabs the phone and everyone gathers around to look over her shoulder.
Okay, so one of my favorite features of Snapchat is that it lets you save photos or videos without having them saved on your phone. And since my phone is always running out of space, that's where a lot of my photos are. If we scroll up here, then we can see any photos or videos he had saved, and voila! It's a video of... Wait. Oh no.
All characters respond with shock.
That's real evidence. We have to do something.
Well, I'm down to go stage a protest. Instead of our fall production, we can repurpose some of the materials we had set aside for the background to make signs, and then we can strike until the police department does an investigation.
And miss the opportunity to have a meta play? I think not.
What? Never mind, I don't care. Besides, Ori, Mr. Prince has been trying to talk to someone about this for at least 2 weeks, and no one has listened to him despite it being his father. What difference would us protesting make? We're a bunch of kids. It's like Robin said, we are young, so no one wants to listen to us.
Robin, you said something about changing our production?
Glad someone was listening. As Beth pointed out, no one wants to listen to us if we come outright and say that there is corruption in our local government. A couple of people might hear us, but the worst Mr. Prince's uncle will get is a slap on the wrist. If we want him to face actual consequences, the whole town needs to hear about it. And when can we expect the whole town to get together?
At the county commissioners meeting this weekend. Hey, they discuss important topics. The only reason we have a drama department is because they increased the sales tax after our PTA told them about it.
Our play! Almost everyone in town comes to our fall production. We could write a play to totally call him out, and the whole town would see.
Yeah, but almost everyone's coming to see Romeo and Juliet. People come to see the annual Shakespeare play so they can feel cultured and pretend like they care about the arts before football season starts up. No one's gonna come to a play advertised as a student-written production.
You're not wrong, which is why I'm suggesting that instead of Romeo and Juliet, we put on a different Shakespeare production and take notes from Hamlet.
Aren't the themes of Hamlet a bit different from anything we've discussed in this class?
Are you saying you don't want to play Hamlet in our production?
Okay, absolutely not. It's a dream role, and I would 100% fight each and every one of you for it. I was just pointing out that we're technically doing this as part of our class, and as part of this class, we've been spending a lot of time discussing the themes of love and youth and whatnot. We do have to write a paper about all this, you know?
Well, I mean, if you think about it, Hamlet is just talking about a different kind of love. The love of a child for his parent, and the lengths one should go to for filial obligation.
Yeah, and Hamlet is technically a youth, as are a lot of the characters other than Claudius and Gertrude and the Dead King. There's technically an angle to be discussed about whether this is another play where the conflict of the older generations leads to the death of the younger ones.
Plus, I would totally argue that the relationship between Hamlet and Horatio is more than entirely platonic, if you know what I mean.
Plus, the presentation of our evidence is literally built into the script. Hamlet adds a scene to a play to see how his uncle reacts. And we can do the same thing to Chief Mordson.
Yeah, but didn't Claudius, put a stop to the play and storm out? What's to stop Chief Mordson from doing the same thing?
Why not you?
What?
I mean, you did try to sabotage Mark's position as club president. It's only fair that as punishment, you don't get to be in the production and have to watch the chief from the audience.
I agree with B.
You would!
I agree that it's only fair you get some kind of punishment. I mean, if you were an usher or something, you at least would be convenient to keep an eye on Chief Mordson.
What if we said you were the play's director? Let's be real, Mr. Prince probably isn't in the right headspace right now to help us with a play about death. And you are officially the club's vice president. If you actually aren't in the play, it makes sense that you would be the one to direct it.
But not actually direct it, right? I mean, I feel like if there's one director, it should be Robin, the person whose idea this was.
Aw, thanks. But I'm not exactly an agent of order. What if we go with Beth's original plan for Romeo and Juliet with the groups directing their scenes? Everyone who isn't in the scene can give comments or improvements, but otherwise, it's up to the scene's actors.
But I get final say in an argument. If I'm playing Hamlet, I'm going to be in almost every scene. I kind of control the tone of the play anyway.
Great. So obviously, Mark is only playing one character then. So we need to figure out who is going to double down on what other characters. Beth, why don't you help me figure out who's never on stage at once? Mark, do you want to be in charge of staging?
Everyone begins to move around. Rose and Julie get to the front of the stage.
So, at some point in all the chaos, I thought I heard you say something about liking me?
Did you think I was spending so much time with you these past 2 weeks as a friend?
Of course not. But I don't know. We just never put any labels on it. And I don't know. I didn't want to assume that just because you were kissing me, that you wanted to kiss only me.
Rose takes Julie's hand.
Julie, I could live happy doing nothing else ever again. Do you want to be girlfriends official?
I really would.
All right, lovebirds. We need you for a second.
She's got impeccable timing. Shall we go over?
As long as you're by my side, I'll go anywhere happily.
Rose and Julie walk hand in hand to the group that includes Beth. Bea and Ben watch them.
Well, they are officially gross. Rose's head is going to be stuck on cloud 9 for years.
To get her help on group projects, we'll have to send up a balloon.
Or a fighter jet.
To shoot her down?
Ben and Bea grin at each other, then look away shyly.
So, you wrote poetry about me?
No! Oh, I mean, well, not really. The poem was technically about you associate certain smells with different places or memories. Like Play-Doh reminds me of kindergarten, and salt water reminds me of grandma, and vanilla smells like you.
Really? Because of my shampoo?
Oh, thank God. I thought I was imagining it. I didn't know where the smell was coming from, okay? But no, it actually reminds me of when we went to Rose's place to study for finals last year. Do you remember? We decided to make cookies for a study break.
And I tripped and spilled half a bottle of vanilla on myself? That's what you associate with me? Sure.
Hey, I mean, you reeked of snickerdoodles for a week. I'm sorry, it found a way into my subconscious. But while we're on the subject, didn't Mark say you wrote a poem about me too?
I mean, they did, but they might have been misreading the poem.
Why? What was it about?
How society tells us that we can't be happy and fulfilled in life unless we're in a relationship, and because we are so bombarded by the media with this image of people being in love and in relationships, it makes it hard to identify if the feelings we think we have for a person are just created by societal subliminal messages or are real.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fuck this poetry unit.
Oh, absolutely.
So, are we good?
Yeah, we're good. You know, I have on good authority that Rose and Julie are going on a date out to the park after rehearsal this Saturday. Want to stalk them and make fun of how cute they are?
Sure. It's a date.
Yeah, it's a date.
Ben and Bea smile at each other. End of scene 4. Scene 5. Violet and Ori are in the dressing room. Violet finishes her makeup.
Okay, I think I'm good. See you on stage.
Wait. Could you help me with this tie?
Violet helps Ori, but without really looking at her.
Violet, will you please talk to me? We haven't talked, really talked about anything other than our classes since we argued a few weeks ago. Are you really that mad at me?
I'm not mad at you. I just don't really have anything to say. Okay, I think you're ready.
Ori grabs Violet's hand.
I don't get it though. I thought we were friends. We talked almost every day.
She jerks her hand out of Ori's grasp.
No, you talked almost every day about a girl who isn't even into you. No matter what we talked about, the conversation always somehow found its way back to Rose. Listening to ABBA reminded you of Rose. Going to French class, you thought of Rose. Learning about the bubonic plague in history, Rose. You know, I like Rose. I've had a chance to get to know her now, and she really is a wonderful person, but watching you mooning over her got a bit pathetic.
Oh, well, sorry. I didn't realize I talked about her that much.
Yeah, it kind of sucked. But, you know, on the bright side, it did help me get over my crush on you, so there's that. And if you promise to leave me out of discussions about your love life from now on, I suppose it would be easy enough for us to be two good friends again.
Violet holds out her hand to Ori to shake. Ori takes Violet's hand and shakes it, but doesn't let go.
Yeah, friends. Two best friends.
Places in 5, people. Thank you, 5.
The scene transitions from the dressing room to the stage. Hamlet has been remade in a 20th century setting, Mark, Ben, Robin, and Julie are on stage for Act 3, Scene 2, which has been placed in the setting of an early 20th century cinema.
Bid the players make haste.
Aye, my lord.
Ben, Robin, and Julie exit as Rose enters.
Here, sweet lord, at your service.
Horatio, thou art as just a man as I've known withal.
Oh, my dear lord.
Nay, do not think I flatter. For what advancement may I hope from thee? But enough. There is a play tonight before the king. One scene of it comes near the circumstance of my father's death. I prithee observe mine uncle, and after we will both our judgments join in censure of the seeming.
Everyone except Beth and Mr. Prince enters.
How fares our cousin Hamlet?
Excellent in faith, the chameleon's dish. My lord, you played in university, yes?
That I did, and was accounted a good actor. I was killed in the Capitol. Brutus killed me.
It was a brute of him to kill such a fellow. Are the players ready?
Yes, my lord.
Mr. Prince wheels a projector on stage, then exits.
Come hither, Hamlet, sit by me.
No, good mother. Here's a metal more attractive.
Mark sits with Violet as all on stage sit.
You are merry, my lord.
What should a man do but be merry? Look how cheerfully my mother looks, and my father died within 4 hours.
You mean 4 months?
So long. Nay, then, let the devil wear black. But here come the players.
The projector begins playing, at first showing a pre-recorded video of the actors performing the pantomime from Act 3, Scene 2 of Hamlet. Then suddenly the image abruptly shifts to a different pre-recorded video, with the image of a shaky film through blinds. William Prince, played by the same actor as Mr. Prince, is shown to be at a table arguing with Chief Mordson, played by a different actor in a fake beard. There are 2 coffee mugs in front of them. On stage, Mr. Prince enters shocked, a few lines in, to stare at the projector screen.
You falsified the election, Claude, and soon the rest of the town will know too.
You have no proof, William. I'm not going to let you go and slander my good name.
I think it is a bit suspicious that every single person in town voted in our primary election when it was held on the same week as the schools were on spring break. And no absentee ballots were issued this year. I know at least 3 people who were out of town this week.
Maybe they early voted.
Well, then it should be easy enough to check. Heck, I held on to my ticket stub. I wonder if I checked through the ballots, would I find that number that matched?
William Prince walks out of view of the film. Chief Mordson starts to follow him with his hands in fists, but then stops and grabs a container of pills off a counter. He opens the pill bottle and empties a few of them into a coffee mug. On screen, William Prince returns, and Chief Mordson hands him the mug with the pills before draining the other mug. William Prince is seen sipping from his mug as Chief Mordson speaks.
You do that, but I'm warning you, you'll regret it. Regina, we're leaving.
The film cuts out. Beth yells from one of the aisles of the audience.
He's making a break for it!
All actors except Robin run off stage making exclamations. Robin addresses the audience, playing with a switchblade.
Yeah, I think they've got that handled. Beth is quite a fierce fighter when she wants to be. Besides, before the play, I noticed that someone had slashed the tires. No idea who, it's very mysterious. Either way, I think they'll probably catch him.
Robin slips the knife into her pocket, then stands and monologues toward the audience.
And thus ends the tale of Statesford High. Our play is performed, all loose ends are tied. If you don't like our story for whatever reason, then think on this till our next theater season. Our very lives have been presented in this play you find so bold. And while it may seem like we just retold 6 of your previous favorite plays, well, why shouldn't the world be our stage? High school is nothing if not drama. And now, people, please stand and give us your hands, for if we be friends, then Robin will restore amends.
End of play.